What's up YouTube, God4Man221 here, and welcome back to another Company of Heroes 2 online replay, part of Season 4 here, and we're playing with Nick and Lipton. Nick has gone for the British, and Lipton's gone for the Americans. We're going up against Turkish Force, GT, and the last word, 2 Wehrmacht and 1 OKW. So, pretty much, besides the Russians, every army is represented, so 4 out of 5, that's pretty good. Let's see, we have the Tommies moving up here. So the way this map's going to break up is I'm going to focus on this victory point and hold around this area. I'm going to start building some defenses. Nick is going to go towards the middle, and Lipton's going to push on this this bottom side here, south of me, basically. Now you can see, though, our opponents are kind of pushing together around this area because they just want to lock it down. So we're going to see how this opening part of the match goes off. I'm going against Turkish Force. He's going to be my primary opponent. And I'm going to secure the missions early on, mainly because the British need munitions, obviously. Oh yes, and I've gone with the doctrine. I don't think I've showed you guys before. It's a special weapons regimen. This gives me tank hunter battalions, or infantry sections.
New machine gun crew ready and waiting.
I have the Great Supply half-track, which drops weapons. It costs you munitions for these weapons, but they're still really good. Concentrated fire, we saw that in the last episode, and we have the Crocodile. We actually haven't seen me use the Crocodile yet. I by the time I get to it, it seems like it's not worth it by that point because the enemy has heavy armor. So just like a good OKW player with Volks, I'm going to put some cover down. The problem is this cover takes a lot longer to lay down than the other one. So basically I'm going to have 2 squads here, going to get these guys in cover. These guys should just finish their cover, and I'm saying let's go to the Grenadiers. We'll be able to shoot these guys. That's not an engagement he's going to like, because I have 2 guys in cover, and we can actually kill the Pioneer squad right there. And he's going to secure the fuel. So my goal of this match is basically going to be, you know, try to lock down this area, keep harassing their fuel, and just basically stop their fuel. You can see that Lipton is being doubled here, so he's going to try to have to... Actually, Lipton's going towards the middle, so him and Nick are converging on the middle, because all we really need is this top side of the map. See, they have an MG42 out. This is going to be very hard early on for them to stop. Lipton has built a tank trap. Now, you see good players actually build these. They're usually higher rank. You can build a tank trap, it gives you heavy cover bonus. And they're pretty easy to build with rear echelons. It's also going to build a fighting position here. And you can see a lot of rifles being shot at this machine gun as it's being outflanked. But he does have these Pioneers help support if they try to flank around that side. And he's forced to fall back there. Now my opponent's very passive. It seems like he's set up a machine gun here. I guess he's okay to hold along this area here. You can see I'm building a lot of sandbags here. I'm getting ready to get flanked. Because I have some strong forces in the middle here, so I'm building cool sandbags in the middle of the road. I have a machine gun in the house here, a Vickers, and I have another Vickers coming out right here. And I'm going to position them along the sandbags here just to block any kind of flanking force. So my opponent's also going to grab a mortar here, which is going to start bombarding my positions. And you can see Nick has gone with the Vanguard operation. I was that in the last video, and Lipton's gone with the Rifleman Company.
All infantry squads can have an additional infantryman.
A lot of fighting. They're pushing towards the enemies over here. I'm just going to get off a grenade, and he's going to have to retreat very quickly or he'll lose his squad. But yeah, they're definitely doubling Lipton over here. It's going to be up to me and Nick to help support him. But my opponent is like fortifying here. Now, if you look on the map, I get that he's trying to protect his fuel by fortifying there. But this position has no strategic advantage for you. You need to be fortifying along the fuel if you want to do that. Because I had the victory point here, and our fuel is pretty safe way to the south here. So, just trying to see what he had there. Just kind of scouting him out. So he's building a bunker. He's going to upgrade with an MG. I think my opponent forgets that we are the British. And I can't believe I got pinned from that far away. Because this one guy says to fall back there, which is really bad. I'm going to bring my other machine gun up behind this cover. I don't want to put them too close to each other, so I'm actually going to bring them a little bit further back. But I do have a trench, which he saw, apparently. It's a good target for those guys. Anyway, you can see Lipton's pushed in the middle. One man captain, that's very dangerous if that 2 squad could encounter a little bit of issues. And the OKW is set up down here right near the VP.
6-pounder anti-tank gun.
Now Nick is actually building a QF, or quick firing, as one of you guys pointed out in the comments on a previous video. 40mm replacement. This is great against tanks, well, light vehicles and aircrafts. So now they're making a push as a bunch of grenadiers here. I just popped my guys into the house there and look, they have a flamethrower. But just instantly suppressed and pinned down on the ground here. Their machine gun is too far away to support because of where my guys are positioned. And yeah, we're not in cover here, but we're definitely going to keep shooting at them. And their guy actually got killed there. That machine gun is watching us. They have neutralized this victory point, and you can see Littleton's making a push over here. Rear echelons. Looks like some kind of mine just went off and killed almost half a squad there. And he's establishing a forward retreat point here. He can keep retreating. The problem is he's being shot at by so many guys. Yeah, we're just going to keep reinforcing. Anyway, on my flank, I have basically turned this machine gun to start getting shot at from the flank there. And they have suppressing, but that's okay. I'm going to try to wipe out this MG if I can. I got to be careful because there's a machine gun nest right there. And I'm just going to hop into the house and keep firing at him. So here goes his MG. So his assault has pretty much been destroyed here. And I just need to figure out how to take out this bunker here. I do have an AT gun I decided to bring up. You know, I'm very afraid of, not afraid, but I'm very aware of a Luke's popping out and not having any kind of AT. So you can see I'm going to get eyes on this bunker, just get behind it and start destroying with an AT gun. That's the best thing you can do. And I've also set up well, Nick set up some mortars. So he's a mortar emplacement here, and this is a really cool unit. Costs fuel though, so I don't really build them too much. Let's actually see how much that guy would cost. 30 fuel. Okay, that's not that much. And he's like trying to run me over with his half-track. The half-track MGs really don't do a whole lot, and I actually almost killed some of my troops there. So we do have low health though, but I'm luring him towards my AT, and he's actually not going to be paying attention here. Well, I realize this at this point, but he just lost his half-track there, so good game. You lost your half-track. So you can see Lipton's still in a little bit of trouble down here. The Wehrmacht does have a lot of mortars. He has 2 mortars out already. And look at this blob that Lipton's dealing with. Volk's blobs. You know it's really great against a blob? That's Centurion. Center, not Centurion. Wow. The Center is the British basically anti-infantry kind of tank. So now he's got assault grenadiers. I'm just dug in. I don't mind. I'm getting a mortar here. I have AT. I have machine guns. Like, I'm anti-infantry. I'm anti-tank. I mean, what's he really gonna do here? And now I have artillery to back me up, including Nick's own artillery here. So Nick's actually building another one of these 40mm emplacements. He's got to be a little careful with that because he needs some fuel to basically tech up. He definitely we're gonna need some tanks against these guys. So Nick's got to be aware there, but that will pretty much harm a lot of infantry and any kind of lighter vehicles. Like a half-track, that would be torn up by that. So this was a 3v3. This map is really a 4v4 map, and you can see me and Nick were up here, and Lipton's all the way down there. So Lipton should pretty much, at this point, I would probably give up against these guys and just try to shift all my forces towards the middle. I'd like lay down some mines and anti-tank. Tank traps along the roads here to make it hard for infantry to advance. Maybe leave a machine gun or 2. And now what's really happening on my sector. He's going to start bringing up some more forces. I am repairing my trench here. It almost died actually. That's why I pulled my machine gun crew into this house here. And so we're just going to keep repairing because that cost me 50 manpower. That's, you know, that's not a ton, but it's enough. Anyway, that was a great mortar shot. Killed 2 of the men and almost wiped out the squad. He's going to try to advance up here. He's going to throw a grenade at me, so I'm just going to dodge that. That was, I think, an assault grenade. And look at that, my own mortar. Sorry, that's their mortar. Okay, so I was going to say my own mortar killed a lot of my guys. They're down to 1 man. Now you got to look at risk versus reward. Is it worth really losing one of my squads here to capture that point? And the answer is no. But I'm still holding this guy here. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to build a fort assembly area to try to be able to reinforce my troops around this area here. Feeling pretty confident. Lipton is fighting back, though, gallantly on the south here. And Nick's not just sitting in the middle. He's actually trying to send a couple. He's been sending 1 or 2 squads trying to get behind the enemy lines here. But you can see they have grenadiers. And they're just ready to protect their mortars. And I would not want to run into this. That's a lot of troops there. So Lipton's been pushed back here. It's not looking good for him. But Nick actually, I didn't know, so you can actually put an MG inside this thing. That's really cool. And this thing also has suppressed barrage.
Reinforcements are ready. A supply carrier and weapons sections are available.
So by the time I built this, I realized I could grab a half track, which I'm probably just going to do anyway, because it will drop the guns down, so we actually didn't really even need this. And it would sound like some artillery. Nick is launching some artillery, it looks like over here. With one of his squads. I mean, they're tearing up the ground, but they're not doing any real damage. Like, this would be a great target. I'm not even seeing where these shells are falling. They're being launched from so far away. Now I'm getting pinned by a machine gun. So now we set up his position even further back. He's setting up along this kind of area right here. And yeah, I have a mortar. He's being pushed back there. Wow, this forward assembly is enabling this emplacement to access their garrison, most of that squad being garrison. I think they'll actually reinforce maybe if they lose some troops. Anyway, that was a mistake. I hopped in that house and lost the squad. I did not think a rifle grenade would actually damage me that badly. So I'm just trying to harass here. You know, I know that the south is really not going well for Nick and Lipton. So I'm trying to, if I can take away their fuel, stop any kind of panzer force from coming out. But that mortar is quite deadly. It's vet 2 now. It's killed a lot of my men here. I'm throwing grenades at these guys. Actually, I'm not throwing a grenade. I'm throwing down a coordinated fire. I'm trying to keep my troops here to make it so they'll stay and take the artillery. But by the time the artillery's going to start shooting, that unit's almost dead. However, that squad did get wiped out by my own mortar. He's doing quite a good job. Already 7 kills on him. Now we have artillery pounding this area. The only bad thing is we got rid of the heavy artillery. And we got rid of the heavy cover that was right here. Yeah, these German mortars, they're quite deadly, guys. Yeah, we're getting 29 feet. I'll keep pushing my opponent back. He's building another bunker here. So I really got my opponent on the ropes here. Over in the south, it is a hard fight against all these Volks, especially as they gain more and more veterancy. But Lipton does he just has a ton of infantry with bars and grenades, so he'll be able to hopefully turn this around at some point. But they have laid mines down. You can see because of the little signs here. I think they should get rid of that. It gives kind of it basically gives away that there are mines there. Anyway, Nick's landed a glider here, it looks like. You can actually repair your glider with your rural engineers. Anyway, the Moor's now bombarding this position, which is just, which really sucks because he put a lot of, manpower and then fuel into that, especially the fuel. And he might lose his squad, so he's got to be scared. Anyway, then I have a Cromwell here, so my opponent has really been very passive, I'd say, so far. He's not really been attacking. I've been the aggressor, pretty much. I wonder why my opponent isn't reinforcing his squads. Oh, he's going to build a reinforcement bunker, or a command post, as I think the game officially calls it. Everyone calls it a reinforcement bunker, let's just be honest. So Nick's MG must have got killed there. Yeah, they're settling in. They're building some of their own bunkers here. This guy must have gone defensive. Fortifications Doctrine. Yeah, it's the defensive one for the... So you have different names for some of these doctrines. Like, you would understand if when I said defensive there, it was basically the one that gave them the pack. They have a Luke's right here, and this is very deadly to any of Lipton's troops here. Let's look at how much fuel Lipton has right now. He's 106. And he has everything unlocked, so he can actually get a Jackson or something if he needs. Now, I brought my Cromwell over here. I'm trying not to let Nick's guy die, but I'm having a little trouble maneuvering around this big artillery. Thought the emplacement there. Anyway, I have my half-track out now that I got my tank out. So you can see this is a different half-track. You can't upgrade it with like a quad mount or anything, but it does give you the Vickers K, the LMG. It also gives you the Piat if you want to drop that, but the Vickers is obviously a lot more expensive because it's a much better gun. Anyway, Nick has been trying to bombard their positions here, but it's not really doing a whole lot of damage. And Nick is about to lose this emplacement here. That's wrong when the opponents have artillery. And he can't unbrace it for another 4 seconds here. So, wiped out. So this kind of forward position they've set up along here, along the glider, is not good against the blob. But he just wiped out a Vet 2 squad there with his officer. He's going to throw a grenade here and push him back. Ran right through that. Wow. Nick almost just wiped out 3 squads. Now, you can notice there's a lot of Panzer activity. We have 2 Panzer IVs that are going to start pushing up towards the middle, and I have a Cromwell here, so I'm going to have to try to help Nick out. You have to be aware, though, of any possible ATs around. So Nick needs to unbrace this, because this should at least start shooting at them. The problem is there's 2 tanks right there, and I can't really stop that with 1 Cromwell. I'm going to try shooting into the flank. I just grabbed a tank hunting section right here. And I'm doing a lot of damage to that side armor there, but I gotta be careful. I need Nick to push back those AT infantry before I can really move up here. And he's actually gonna lose his Panzer IV if he's not careful here, which I think he will. Nope, I bounced off. Now they have their own AT here, and I'm afraid I'm gonna get Shrek'd. And that tank's going to do a lot of damage if it gets in a position. My AT is finally pulled around here, but it didn't come far enough up. So I actually sniped. Something killed that. I think it was Lipton with a bazooka. I think. Yeah, I guess I just killed an infantry. So now there's multiple AT. There's a Luke's around here and everything. They're shooting into the house. It's a big brawl in the middle right here. These guys have the tank hunter, so they do have, it looks like a 50 cal. It's probably some, I don't know exactly what the anti-tank rifle was for them. I know it's probably not the Soviet version. And here's the Easy 8 from Lipton, who's going to destroy that Luke's. They completely wiped out Nick's 2 emplacements here. So you can see the Luke's is now dead. I have my tank hunters here. I'm going to try to throw in the heat grenade, possibly. It's actually disappointing how my guys couldn't even take out these squads here. Oh, there we go, might be able to take out that squad there. I just don't know why they weren't retreating, actually. So I almost lost my squad there. There's a Panzer IV, so that's how I retreated. This guy still has not been repaired. I have some more engineers out right now, but I need to grab another tank here, which I'm saving up for. You can also, in the British one, you can go for the specialized anvil or hammer, and I'll give you the Comet or the Churchill. Churchill is excellent against infantry. And you can see I've given my guys the Vickers K, and I gave them not 1, but I gave them 2. So we just literally shredded that unit. And I'm going right after their field, but I realize they have a tank there, and I'm like, that's a problem. So I'm going to pull back across the wall here, kind of try to trick them. They have a lot of Panzer IVs, it seems like. I remember when I loved the Panzer IV, like I'd get like 4 of those back when they were really, really good. And the Austrians and them used to cost the same amount. Anyway, he's going to run into my Cromwell on my AT gun here. He's also going to expose his rear armor. So that's really not smart, but he's going to run through like all my defenses along here. He's going to try to kill Nick's mortar emplacement here. And my tank's going to start chasing him and destroy his rear armor here, but Nick should try to brace his structure here. But at that point I get hit by another. First of all, my tank just got destroyed. And then I get hit by another Panzer IV. So I need some armor over here now. This is our major push here. I've retreated my units here trying to save them. Anyway, the chase ends with that Panzer IV dead. There's another one still here. But that was their, you know, if they lose both their tanks here, that's a major loss. I'm going to start turn around. There's another Panzer IV. They destroyed some of Nick's defenses here. I'm going to keep my Cromwell kind of back. I want to make sure he doesn't get killed. And look at this, all our Easy 8s. Firefly, Cromwell. They managed to destroy my Cromwell, unfortunately, but they're about to lose. What was that? 4 Panzer IVs? I think they lost. That's my Cromwell there. 1 Panzer IV, 2, 3. So they lost 3 out of their 4 Panzer IVs there. So that's really got to hurt. And they did lose their Panzer IV over here also. So I'm basically holding my own, reinforcing everybody, but I gotta say, these Vickers guns are so good. You have to get your burst units, these guys, if you can. At least give them the Brens. And as I often do, I'll upgrade one guy with the medical kit so he can actually heal up his fellow units, which is excellent. Okay, so I need another tank. I do have a Firefly out. The Firefly and the Easy 8 really do look similar. Anyway, you can see they have a lot of AT here. Firefly's not going to be very good against what they're going against right now. It's a nice snipe shot. This is hard because they have a bunker here and they have a lot of infantry screening their Lukes there, but I gotta say, these new Panzer IVs they gave the OKW, I mean, I don't know why they didn't have them sooner, but with the automatic armored skirts, that makes them a very good unit. And if this Luke gets too close like this, he's gonna be eating some shots like that from enemy tanks. Anyway, I am looking. I want to push out with some of my infantry here. You know, we're all healed up. I want to attack this guy's position one more time. My goal is to get rid of, you know, capture their fuel. And we are shooting with our. Does it even tell us what like? Doesn't tell us what specific gun they have. Let me know if you know in the comments what the British AT gun would be like. The handheld one, obviously. There's definitely a big battle around the middle here. As I start to flank my opponent, I'm going to throw a grenade. Now I'm going to throw artillery down. So I'm going to kind of skirmish with my opponents. I want to kind of lure them into where the artillery is going to start flying. You can see the guns in my base are going to start shooting. And we are flanking around here. See, the artillery is way off. And then it's kind of on again. My only thing I need to do is kill the AT contingent of these guys. And that artillery... And then he throws his own artillery down on me. Maybe he only killed one guy. That artillery... The British artillery at their base just is not that good. I mean, it has great range, but... I almost lose this unit, so I gotta retreat that guy. So I only have one infantry section to assault this position. I'm gonna bring my tank around to flank. And I'm like, okay. My tank will keep bombarding this position. He thinks I'm gonna attack from there. Boom. First shot. Firefly. Panzer IV is forced back. I have more troops around this area here. The AT troops, that is. See, they're still fighting to take back some of this area here. We're recapturing the middle. They're building a Pack 43. That's an interesting choice right there. I would say mainly because it can see all the way into the town, but it's also in a very vulnerable spot. It can be snuck up on easily. And I'm sniping their bunker with my tank here. And I have infantry support. Because once I get rid of this MG bunker, there's nothing really stopping me besides one MG from like flanking and hitting them from multiple directions. And keep in mind, I do have the concentrated fire operation here. So this would be a great, oh look at that, just devastating. That would be a great target, this Pack 43. Anyway, so those guys are dead. I promise they can keep healing up though. So I don't want to exactly use my Firefly and just run into all this AT, because that will end very badly. Right now I have a second Firefly out. And it's definitely important to get the commander on top here, because it definitely increases the fire rate. And my opponent's getting a Stug. They're taking this back again. Throwing down smoke. So now I have some squads. I'm going to move up here. I'm going to try to throw some grenades. Just push back this one squad here if I can. The thing is, I'm going to flank him. And he's damaged there. So he just lost his main gun. Actually, he's very, very close to being killed here. So I have to fall back there. But his tank is almost dead. It kills me while it's not gone. So this assault was a good idea, but there's too many guys around here. I do have grenades now, and I'm gonna try to throw a grenade possibly on these guys here. I'm more infantry supporting. I'm actually trying to. I think I can possibly kill the Steve before that AT kills me. So these guys are dead. I'm gonna pull back, and guess what? Another Firefly. You know, I don't have to attack from the same direction now, do I? Just flanked him. That guy's gone. His other tank is pretty much dead at base. They've been overwhelmed at this point. They only have one AT gun and their machine gun here, which we can't see anything because he's behind the bushes. They're calling artillery down on the fuel. I'm gonna make sure I kill this Pack 40 before they do any real damage. And now their fuel's pretty much open, and I can start using some of my tanks. I was looking for that Panzer IV with that tank there. So I'm going to repair my tanks here. Get them nice and healed up. This guy's almost dead, actually. And meanwhile, on the southern front here, they're really heavily concentrated along this area here. And gotta realize we have very heavy artillery. Can do a whole lot of damage. They keep playing deep into Lipton's territory, actually. This is definitely the center of Nick's defenses, and he can actually you can repair this, I believe, or not. Maybe you can't. You can't repair your glider, I guess. So I'm taking their fuel now, which will give us even more fuel and just cut off the fuel, especially for the. We're up to 42. You can see the Wehr stone only up to 25 there. So I'm going to gather up some of my armored forces here. I'm going to grab a centaur. And now I have the heavy artillery. So Lipton just dropped that there, and I'm going to drop the heavy artillery right here, right on their AT here. So the AT is going to be, you know, it's going to hurt them a lot because of the. Well, first of all, I just did that. What a great shot! You had the White Fodge, which just kills their health, and you have a heavy artillery like that coming down. We're just gonna watch that because that was very enjoyable. That's what's left of your Pack 43. They gotta be careful, and they're gonna push in with their tanks and try to kill that Panther. Oh, they're so close to killing that. They did. They got the Panther. And Lipton's Vet 2 tank went into the heavy artillery. That's bad. Anyway, I don't think you guys have seen me really use this tank, but it's very good against anti-aircraft, but it's, besides being anti-aircraft, it's very good against infantry. So I'm going to set up some trenches here, just make it hard for them to take this back. Move up my MGs and everything. So you can see the assault is commencing. They're trying to kill the infantry here, and this Churchill Nick is doing a great job. It's killing all this infantry. You can't even reinforce fast enough, and completely slaughtering these guys down here, actually. They have a pack they moved up, though, but now I got the almost the American. Now my contingent of armor going behind enemy lines here. And that's the problem. Once you collapse here, you go back to your medical station, and you still have a flamethrower coming after you. And now artillery's coming down, and he's going to try to make sure he wipes out all the infantry he can. And I see a Panzer. Is that? Yeah, it's Panzer IV. And I know they're going to start retreating their injured tanks along here. So I do think this guy saw with the fog of war. I do think he saw that I had some tanks crushing trees here that weren't his. So I think he's actually going to turn around, knowing I'm kind of around this area here, and try to come this way to kind of like try to kind of trick me almost. Like, it's very convenient. I see that the trees go crashing down, and he's going to try to go sneak around this way to get safe. So I'm going to turn around and make sure I finish him off. And I managed to stop him there, and he's out of control. So there you go. And yeah, you can see the base is just got completely destroyed by that. They have one Panzer IV left. They don't have any fuel. And we have the VPs. So yeah, I saw them trying to take that. Artillery killed them, so. This artillery was back here. Only got 12 kills, but that's okay. I can see we're kind of maneuvering. We don't even really see each other. The Panzer IV's over there. So I'm going to try to help take back the center here. But yeah, it was definitely a good game. I definitely enjoyed playing against these guys. They were, oh, look at this. Yep, there's the anti-tank gun here. And it's just going to get railed by R2. Yeah, then I hit a mine. I couldn't believe they actually had a mine there. Anyway, they have a Panther over here. They're going to start shifting some of their forces against me.
Wireless intercepts put Harry Hun on 200
Harry the Hun. Oh, Brits. People do say these guys do have characters. You're not even a sapper. Okay, anyway. So I really don't have a lot of defenses. I mean, I got some tanks here, but... How's he actually... Oh, he break through. So tanks can actually capture stuff. He's turned his armor around, and these Easy 8's coming in to help me out. It's going to be like their last push here to see if they can actually maybe crush me. So your armor has been hit. We're kind of chasing them. I'm trying to get my guys repaired here. Problem is I don't want my engineers running into a Panzer. So that Panther's now dead. We have one Panzer IV which is going to fall back at this point, but we control the map here. That's when they decided to surrender. So good game to our opponents. Nick and Littleton played pretty well in the south there. They did a good job of overwhelming the forces there and destroying all their bunkers. Good game, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Cutforman 221. Sign off. Hope you enjoy.